Why do so many great companies fail? Is it because they hired the wrong people? Rarely. Most organizations don't fail because of bad people. They fail because they reward the wrong behavior. Think about it. When incentives are misaligned, competence becomes invisible, and politics become the only strategy that works. So what's really happening here? Organizations behave exactly how their incentives tell them to behave, not how leaders intend them to. Not how the company values are written on the wall. They behave according to how rewards are structured. It's that simple. If promotions reward visibility over actual outcomes, you'll get a company full of performers, not operators. If bonuses are tied only to short-term metrics, you're going to get a culture of short-term thinking. And if status is tied to how many people you manage, you're going to get bloated, inefficient teams. Incentives are the true operating system of any company. They are the invisible code running in the background. If you misalign them, even the most talented people in the world will start producing the wrong outcomes. It's not their fault. It's the system they're in. This is the fundamental reason why so many promising companies slowly lose their way. Let's break this down further. First, people optimize for what gets rewarded. This isn't a character flaw. It's perfectly rational behavior inside a system. We all do it. For example, if promotions reward people for attending every meeting and creating beautiful slide decks, you're going to get a lot of consensus builders, but not many actual builders. You'll have endless meetings and polished presentations, but very little will get done. Here's another one. If your sales team is rewarded purely on new revenue, without any consideration for customer retention, you'll see massive growth that churns just as quickly. You'll sign up customers who aren't a good fit, who will leave in a few months, damaging your reputation and creating a leaky bucket you can never fill. People don't act on mission statements. They act on incentive structures. The mission statement might say, customer obsessed, but if the incentives say, close deals at any cost, guess which one wins? Second, visibility often beats impact. This is a huge one in large organizations. Visibility is frequently rewarded more than actual, tangible outcomes. The team that presents well, that's always in front of leadership, appears to be the most productive. They get the praise, the resources, the promotions. Meanwhile, the team quietly shipping critical infrastructure, the ones keeping the lights on and making everything else possible, is completely invisible. They're just doing their job. When optics consistently outperform real results, the entire organization starts to drift toward what I call performance theater. Everyone is acting busy, acting productive, acting innovative. But behind the curtain, very little of substance is being created. The real operators, the people who actually build and fix things, get sidelined. They become frustrated, disengaged, and eventually they leave. And who can blame them? The system has shown them that their work does unmatter as much as looking like you reworking. Third, local incentives often break global outcomes. This happens when different teams are optimizing for their own specific key performance indicators, or KPIs, even when it directly hurts the company as a whole. It creates silos and internal competition where there should be collaboration. For instance, the sales team is paid on bookings. Their goal is to close as many deals as possible, period. They aren't incentivized to care about long-term customer success or whether the customer is a good fit. Meanwhile, the product team is measured on feature velocity, how many new things they can ship. They aren't necessarily measured on whether those features are actually adopted or solve a real customer problem. And the operations team? They're measured on cost reduction, not necessarily on system reliability. So they might cut corners to save money, leading to outages that cost the company far more in the long run. Do you see the problem? Each team is winning locally. They're all hitting their targets and getting their bonuses, but the company is losing globally. The customer experience is disjointed, the product becomes bloated with unused features, and the system is unstable. The incentives have pitted the teams against each other, even with the best of intentions. And finally, incentives shape your culture far more than your stated values ever will. Culture is the shadow cast by your incentives. It's the unwritten rules of how things *really* work around here. You can have posters on the wall that say you value things like ownership, long-term thinking, and accountability. But if you actually reward short-term wins, avoiding risk at all costs and political alignment, then that is what your culture will become. If you reward the person who raises their hand for a quick, easy win, you're telling everyone that long-term, difficult projects aren't worth the effort. If you penalize failure, you create a culture of risk avoidance where no one is willing to innovate. And if you promote the people who are best at navigating internal politics, you're signaling that who you know is more important than what you do. Culture isn't what's written down in a handbook. It's what gets rewarded day in and day out. So, what's the takeaway for you, the operator, the leader, the person trying to make a real impact? You need to run an incentives audit right now. Sit down and ask yourself some hard questions. What behaviors are actually rewarded here in my team, in my company? Which outcomes truly matter to the system, and which ones are completely ignored? Where do our incentives conflict across different teams? And most importantly, what behavior is perfectly rational for an employee to do, but completely destructive for the company under our current reward structure? Your action item is this: redesign one incentive this quarter, just one. Change it to reward outcomes over optics. Tie rewards to things that create durable, long-term value. Things like customer retention, system reliability, or compounding growth. It could be a bonus structure, a promotion criteria, or even just how you give praise in a team meeting. The rule is simple. If you want different behavior, you have to change the incentives. Stop giving more speeches about the culture you want. Start building the system that creates it. Your people are smart. They'll follow the rewards. Make sure the rewards lead to the right place. I hope this gives you a new lens to view your organization through. It's a powerful one. Coming up in the next video, we're going to dive into how power actually moves inside organizations and, more importantly, how you can navigate it. If you've ever felt like the system rewards the wrong people or that your hard work goes unnoticed, you won't want to miss it. That's where we uncover the real mechanics of power that operate beneath the surface. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.